So this is Temple for men's 8, 18 and over. Drexel from the USA making their debut here on the Berkshire side on the left of your screen. And University College Dublin from Ireland in the blue. They come here fancying their chances, do Drexel. This was the start, and we're going to pick it up live now, having seen the start, equal to begin with, and it's still pretty much equal as we head down the course. Drexel from the United States on their debut, blue and gold colours on the right of your screen, with University College Dublin from Ireland in the blue on the left. Quite close. You just wonder whether Drexel are trying to steal a bit of a march here and make it a little bit more difficult for their opponents. That is certainly moving across. The umpire seemingly unconcerned at the moment.
I've really been looking forward to this race. University College Dublin have been racing in the UK probably for the last month or two, and they've done really well. They won senior 8s at the Metropolitan Regatta recently, and I've heard a lot about Drexel too, all the way from Philadelphia. And this race is panning out to an interesting one. Yes, Drexel taking a lead at this current moment in time, but by no means is it over. That UCD crew is a really powerful and efficient machine.
This is their top crew, the Drexel crew. Paul Savell, coach of the year in Philadelphia. All the crew very proud of him.
The Drexel Dragons, apparently.
Well, they've ahead by half a length at the moment. Work to be done for Dublin. But we've seen already that crew which necessarily takes the early advantage doesn't necessarily hang on. But this is going to ask a lot of the Irish crew, just staying in touch at the moment. The advantage, of course, the Americans, they can see exactly where the Irish are and they can respond.
We're through halfway now, and UCD take an extra 1 or 2 strokes a minute, but they're creeping up on Drexel. Drexel did have over a length's lead, but it was an overlap in that last shot we saw as we approached the remnant club. Again, a lot of noise. The crews will be feeding off that, and the crews progressively come closer and closer to the bank. And this is where the atmosphere really builds, and actually why crews want to come and race here, because the noise you get, even on a rainy Wednesday afternoon, is just phenomenal and unique.
They were all looking forward to this. Henley carries across the world. It's not just on YouTube or BT Sport. You look at many rowing clubs' websites, they are thrilled to be here. This is the taking part, but also competing at probably the most famous stretch of water, rowing water in the world.
Yeah, and the Drexel crew have got ex-junior internationals on board, and indeed the UCD crew, the current senior 8 national champions. These guys are used to rowing at big events. Actually, this is unique, and you speak to the coaches and the families that come to watch in the enclosure, and you get a sense this really is something special for them.
It's also special for Drexel's assistant coach, Nick Baker. His family is English. It's the first time he's managed to get here. Hasn't rowed here, nor has Paul Savell. And he says there's no chance he will. But his coach, or rather his crew, is living the coach's dream. They've broken the back of UCD undoubtedly. What was once just about 3/4 of a length is now more than a length.
It does look that way, doesn't it? They look the longer, stronger crew. They're starting to draw away. More and more the St Patrick's blue and saffron colours of UCD are out of shot. But they're not giving up. This is where the crews have started to take it up towards the finish. 300 metres to go. They're into the enclosures now. They'll be feeding off the atmosphere and the applause as they come through to the finish.
Tom Foles in the crew, who is... And then 2 freshmen, Dario Vracevic, Croatia, Justin Best from the USA, a junior silver medalist at the recent trials, and they have certainly performed highly impressively. And a word too about the Cox. Chris Henderson, have you ever met a Cox who's 6'2"?
No, I didn't know you could fit in there. He's
very
small.
He's only 10 stone, 10 pounds, but nonetheless. He said he sent in a growth spurt and realised he couldn't therefore fill out to be an oarsman, so he had to stay as a
Cox. You speak to most oarsmen, though, they all think they could be a Cox. They'd always love to have a go. Most Coxes disagree.
Well, he certainly knows his place, and fair play, he's done a great job. So have the 8 men in front of him as he takes a look round there. 22 years old, they come up towards the finishing line, and on their debut, Drexel University from Philadelphia have won at Henley in their first race. And there's inspiration for their 2 other crews. UCD across the line. They held them initially, but eventually the Americans had too much power. The blue and golds are through.